The essence of any good project manager is the ability to add and manage your tasks very effectively. And this is one of the strengths of the Premium Web Cart Project Manager. But to begin with, let me show you how to add a task. So all we'll do is come down here to Task. And before we can add a task, we have to have a task list to add the task to. So I'm going to come over here to Add List. And you can see here it defaults to Add a New List. And I'm going to name my list. And now I'm going to add my task to this list. And in this HTML editor, I can add the description of my task. The next thing we'll do is we'll add a status path to our task. By default, every new account has a default status path, but you can add multiple status paths to your account for different purposes. I'll go into great detail about the status paths and how they work in a subsequent video. The next thing you'll do is to assign this to a specific person. This is optional and you can leave it in pending mode until you decide who you want to assign it to, but for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to assign it to a specific person. And I'll give this one to Mike Tester. And now you can come over and attach a file to this task. So if you want to provide additional explanation through a video or through a screenshot or anything else that you want to add to this task, you can just browse for the file on your desktop and add it into the task right now. In this next section, we'll decide who's going to be copied on this task so that they will receive notification of the task being added, the updates to the task, and the task being completed. In this next section, we'll be able to decide the priority that we're going to give this task from lowest up to highest, and the sorting of the tasks will be arranged based on the priority that you give to the task. So the higher the priority, the higher up in the list it will appear. This is also driven by date. You can have a start date and an end date. For example, if you have an end date of January 1st, and you have 5 tasks with an end date of January 1st, all the tasks on January 1st will be sorted based on the priority. Now, if you have a task with an end date on January 15th, even if it has a higher priority than a task on January 1st, the task on January 1st will still be put to the top of the list because it has an earlier start date. So the order of sorting is dictated by the end date as the first order and then by priority as the second order. You can also set a reminder for this task, and you can determine if this task needs to have admin approval at the completion of this task. You can set this at a project level, or you can set individual tasks and require only those individual tasks to require admin approval. And the last section of this page has to do with our customer pages. For the sake of brevity, I'll just mention the customer page and go into greater detail in a subsequent video. But what you need to understand from this demonstration is you have the option of allowing your customer page to have this task on it or to not have this task on it. Keeping in mind the purpose of the customer page is to communicate with your customer, there are some things you simply do not want your customer to see and other things that you do want your customer to see. This gives you total control of what goes on your customer pages and what stays private. And now we'll go ahead and save this task. And you can see that our list has been added and our task has been added. And there's 2 ways that you can view the tasks in a particular list. If you have a long list and you just want to see a summary of your tasks, you might use the Quick View. But if you want to see all the information about a task, including its status path, you can use the Standard View. And now you see that you have the title, the description, you have your status path, you see who it was assigned to, you can view the attachments, the link, the comments, and you can go ahead and read more. Or you can add a comment. And if you choose to update the task, all you have to do is point and click. So now I've designated that I've started this task on June 16th. And now when I want to update this task, I'll just click on the next point on this status path. And now you see that the task has been updated and a date stamp has been applied so everyone knows when this task was updated to 25%. I'll be providing additional detail about all the things in a task in future videos, but I think you can see it's very easy to add a list and add a task to that list and to structure how your tasks are organized within a list.